So what you got here, huh, Josh?
Steak sandwich with some chips.
Welcome to Bear Pantry Talk. This is the sister channel to the Bear Pantry Show. This is where you're going to find honest reviews, exciting unboxings, do-it-yourself projects, and engaging commentary.
It looks really good. What's all the stuff that's like leaking off of it? Mustard?
Yes, mustard and mayo. I
like the way you toasted it up. Hey,
thanks.
Joshua cooked all this himself. I should have taped that. Joshua, what's this thing in the camera that looks like a scale balance? It seems like I did that, see?
I think it's to tell you if your camera's balanced.
How do I get rid of it?
I have no idea.
Wednesday already ate. Cora already ate. Joe's watching TV. Hi, Joe.
Hi. Hi.
Thank you for doing that conversation with me last night. I call it my fireside chats.
I see.
It was cool. Do you have on the same shirt like last night?
That's the only shirt I got.
Oh, Jesus. Joshua did a good job with his sandwich, right, guys? I mean, Joshua always depends on Jada to cook for him, but he knows how to cook. You know, they're not going to live here at the Bear Pantry kitchen and not know how to cook, right? Especially having a dad like Joe that knows how to cook. Joe, when you learned how to cook when you were like 16, did you cook for the family a lot or you just cooked for yourself?
Cook for the family.
So ever since I got with Joe, Joe knew how to do the meats and stuff. He knew how to do white rice. He knew how to do rice and beans. He never did learn how to do potato salad. None of us knew how to do breads. And what else did you not know how to do? Like desserts, like puddings and pies and cakes. He didn't know how to do any of that. And I still don't think he knows how to do any of that right now. He could probably follow the recipe if I showed him a recipe, but I don't really think Joe has ever made a cake. Joe, have you ever made a cake? Huh? Yeah, doesn't have to. So I made eggnog today. And I made two different versions because as Belizeans, we do the raw version. We just beat up the whole eggs, make them fluffy, add evaporated milk, condensed milk, the nutmeg, and of course the booze. And the booze is supposed to kill all the stuff out of the egg. Over here in America, they want the eggnog to be cooked. So I looked up a lot of recipes. I looked up probably 5 or 6 different recipes. And for the most part, they did it the same way. They had the same base for the custard. 2 cups of 2 cups of milk to 1 cup of heavy cream to 3 eggs. But most of them separated the eggs and just used the yolk. They didn't use the whole egg. And only a few of them used the egg whites. They beat it to like a frothiness, kind of like shaving cream looking type look. And then they add it back into the thing. And I liked that version better. So I did that version. And then when it was done, I decided to try the Belize version. Or the West Indian or Central American or Caribbean version. You know, the raw kind. I decided to try that. Joda, what do you make the noise out this? I did the bong sambal. You hear that? That's a ball? Okay. Yeah, so what I did for that one, I just kind of I separated the eggs. I whisked the eggs yolks. I can't say whisked. Try saying that. Past tense of whisk. I whisked the egg yolks until it was pale. And there was no sugar to put in it because this one didn't call for sugar because the condensed milk already sweet, right? And then I heated up the condensed milk and the evap milk on the stove a little bit. No kind of boil, just heat up. And then I tempered it into the egg. And then I put everything back on the stove and I let it cook to get to 160. And then I pulled it off, sprinkled in the nutmeg and put in the booze. When it cooled down, put in the booze. I put it through the strainer and bottled it. Let me tell you, Jesus, why that thing tastes so good. All I did was like that, tasted like that. I didn't drink anything. We're not going to taste it on camera till tomorrow because I want it to be totally chilled. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to get dressed, put on makeup and everything, and then do my thumbnail. And then we're going to taste on camera, finish up that show, and then I can start doing voiceover. I think I could start doing voiceovers now, to be quite honest with you, but I'm taking the day off. I edited Vlogmas day 17. No, today's the 19th. Yeah, Vlogmas day 17 I edited and uploaded and released that already. And then Vlogmas day 18 is uploading right now and I'll release that right away. So I'll be caught up. And then today's day 19. right? I hope you guys like the little story we told last night about how Joe broke my wedding glass and how the printers messed it up when he tried to fix the problem and put Nuestra Boda. I don't even care that they put Nuestra Boda in Spanish. I'm mad that they put the date wrong. If they're going to put our wedding, then they need to put the wedding date, and then the back of it would have had the anniversary, because then I would have never remembered what anniversary Joe did that for. So I'm looking forward to the mukbang tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to eat yet, but for the dessert, it's probably going to be a little piece of the black cake and some of that eggnog. That would be the dessert. And then what else? I don't want to overdo because my what? I don't want to say weight loss. My program. My healthy balance program start on the 21st. So what else is new? Today would have been my grandma's birthday. She died when she was 70 years old. She died in July of that year, July of 1987. And she would have had a birthday December 19th. She would have been 71 on that birthday. So she would have been 104 had she lived. And we say that kind of frivolously, but people from our family, some of them have lived long. 105, 106, 98, So you can't rule all these things out. But my grandmother had a lot of health issues because she had her first stroke when she was 50. And once you have a stroke and stuff and you don't really change your eating, and you can't really change your eating living in Belize, they didn't know a whole lot back then. But she lived to be 70. She lived another 20 years after that first stroke. So yeah, her husband, my grandpa, died the year before. We never knew what my grandpa died of, but we heard it was an ulcer, like he had a bleeding ulcer or something like that. We don't really know. But he got sick. I remember he was sick in the hospital for like a week, and then he passed away in 1986. I was here in America, so we couldn't be there for that. So anyways, what else? Tomorrow is the wedding anniversary, 34 years. And I'm excited to do that live mukbang. I'm really, really happy to see how well my videos from the Ancestry DNA is doing. Let's take a look. Joe, did I tell you the videos are doing well, babe? Mm-hmm. When you put all the hard work into editing, you're kind of happy to see it do well. Let's see. Okay, the one with Joe has 941 views, and the one with Jada has 963. I guess people like that name better when I said some of our daughter's ancestry DNA did not match. They're probably thinking that Shalai baby, right? In Belize, whenever somebody says you have a Shalai baby, it means you're passing the baby off for the man that's not really the dad. And for Joe's, maybe I should go change the name to husband does ancestry DNA and finds a shocking connection to wife. No, that would spill the beans. That would spill the beans. I guess I should just be happy they're doing well. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I really wish that I could grow my YouTube channel to where every time I put up a video, it get 5, 6, 7,000 views. Yeah, I see that lady, Soulful Tea. She put up a video saying I'm a diabetic. So I don't know if she just found that out about herself. I want to go watch that and see. Soulful Tea was doing, her show already. But Auntie Fee was the one that was popular. And then right after Auntie Fee died, Google started to show Soulful Tea around, and then she took off. But I guess she's a diabetic. See, I'm not going to become a diabetic. I'm not going to have high blood pressure. I'm not going to have high cholesterol. You know why? Every day I think about making a change, and then I implement the change. People say that wisdom or knowledge is power. That's not true. It's the application of the wisdom or the knowledge that's the power. It's kind of like how they have the vaccine, and the vaccine is the solution to the virus. But until they can apply it and put it into people's arms, it's not going to do nothing sitting there in the freezer. It's kind of like that. When you get wisdom or knowledge about something, you have to apply what you've learned in order to make a difference. It's not just the wisdom alone that gives you the power. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that are smart. They have bachelors and masters and doctorates and stuff like that, and they don't do nothing with it. They become pissing down drunks. My mom used to say that. He's a pissing down drunk. What that means is he's so drunk he pees his pants. That's what a pissing down drunk is. So I see that England is under the strictest lockdown for the Christmas. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're going to get through this. These vaccines are going to work, and we're going to be able to see each other again. I'm not worried about seeing nobody for Christmas. I'm good. Let's see how long I've been talking. Girl, I could talk your ear off. 9 minutes. Say hi to my people, sweetie.
Hello,
pie.
people. How you guys doing?
Margaret, you know Margaret that bought a book from me, Miss Margaret from New York. She saw your performance last night at Jada's channel, and she's like, "Wow, I didn't know Joe could sing and play the guitar. They really enjoyed it." No, you laugh, but you've come a long way.
That's true.
You need to stop doing that to yourself, because once upon a time you may know 2 chord.
Yeah.
Know how much chord you know? One good 6?
About 10.
I name no one. So you need to give yourself credit for that.
Okay, pat myself on the show.
And then you need to practice the F chord a little bit better, because I know that's a bar chord, so it's kind of hard. But I noticed you're changing according to the song, stay in one chord the whole time. I mean, damn, he's really come a long way since it's this year.
Yeah.
It's this year you started doing it. So when that lady said...
I ain't got nothing more to do. The Rona got me, so I got to stay home. Somebody else want to practice the guitar.
It's doing good, though. I'm proud of you, babe. I mean, we can't all be Jada, all right? She's just from a different class than we are.
Just from a different era.
Did I ever tell you guys a story about how I got my music training? When I came to California, when we first came to America, we went to Florida for a year. Then we left Florida and went to Texas, and we were going to live in San Antonio, Texas, where my Aunt Jenny lived at the time. But when we got there, my dad couldn't find work in 30 days, and so we bounced and came to California, where my Aunt Lita lived. So when we got here, it was March. I don't remember. I think it was the beginning of March. And so when they signed us up for school, it was probably a couple of weeks later. The high school, the principal, or whoever deals with you when you sign up, told my parents that me and my brother could not graduate that year, 1983, because we had just arrived in March and graduation was happening in May, and our records were slow in coming, not even from Texas, but from Florida. So I'm like, I'm good. I was 16. I didn't have to rush, because, in Belize, you get to high school when you're 12 or 13. So they told me and my brother that we could either go to Miss Whitaker's classroom to watch old black and white movies. That's where they put the kids that, weren't going to graduate or whatever. Or we can go to the career advisor's office and help her out in there. So my brother chose the movies, because I guess he could sleep in there. Me, I chose the career advisor's office. So when I got there, I knew a little bit more Spanish than I know now. I took Spanish in Belize, Spanish 1. So they gave me a script to read from, and I was able to call these Mexican parents. Well, I guess they weren't all Mexicans. Majority of them were, but, Latino parents. And tell them that they needed to come in and speak about their children's careers. And all I did was make the appointments. And so then at the end of the year, which is May, so we went to other classes now. We took other classes, just like certain periods, when they didn't have anywhere to put us, we would go do that. So the lady that ran the show there at the career advisor's office, she asked me what did I want to do, what career did I want to have, and I said I want to be a singer, because back then I used to love singing, didn't know nothing about singing, used to sing like Toad on the Barrel. I mean, I sounded like Shoit. And I thought I could sing. But my mom and them, they kept it real. Girl, you can't sing. Sit down over there somewhere. So they gave me piano lessons when I was in Belize. So I was really, really good at the piano. Now, I don't feel like it came natural to me. I had to put a lot of practice in. And I feel like even when I got the song right, I was still nervous to perform in public. But I did. I did my recitals. So I took piano lessons in Belize. For older Belizeans my age will know this. I went to Miss Pilgrim first. Who that lady strict? You know what that for she first lesson, Joe? Hold your finger on the keyboard like this. Put pencil back in, and you have to balance the pencil while you play. So you have the right hand settings, right? Then I went to Miss Flas Casasola. I'm going all the way back for my Belizeans that are watching. And Miss Pilgrim, they used to say Miss Pilgrim would beat you on the hand with a ruler if you played the thing wrong. Wasn't true. She never beat me. But I think my mom stopped sending me there because she was too far away. Miss Flas was closer to Granny's house or something like that. Miss Flas used to be downstairs washing clothes while we up there playing the piano. And all she would say, leave that note. Leave that. Every time you played a wrong note, she would say, leave that note. And I would get vexed like, she named up here for hear what I'm saying or doing over here. So I learned. I got to Florida. They put me back in piano lessons again. They were adamant that I was going to learn this damn piano, okay? And so then got to California, and I didn't start piano lessons yet in California, but I still knew how to play some songs. So the one song that I knew how to play really, 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 really good was the Chariots of Fire. Can't play a note of it now, but I knew how to play it really well. And so the career advisor just said, okay. She kind of, nodded when I said I want to be a singer. And so then the summer vacation started in June, and she contacted me, and she says, hey, what are you doing like next Saturday? I'm like, I don't know why. And she says, I want you to go to this conservatory place, and you're going to meet with some people that could possibly give you a scholarship for music. And I said, okay. And I said, what do I have to do? And she goes, well, dress nice and be ready to play a piece. If you know how to play a piece on the piano, be ready to play something. So I dressed nice, went over there, and I spoke to this beautiful lady, and she explained to me that she had cancer, that the doctor only gave her like a year to live. And I think the doctor gave her 6 months to live, and that she had a bunch of spoiled brat kids that was going to eat up all the money when she died, because she wasn't going to change her will. She was going to leave it for them. But in the meanwhile, she was going to spend as much of it as she could. She was a light-skinned black lady. I don't remember her name. Honestly, I don't remember the scholarship lady's name. I should really remember that, though. And she said, I'm willing to give you a music scholarship, and it will last until I die. And so I'm pretty much, it's like 6 months. I got a 6-month scholarship. And just as a formality, she had me play. It wasn't really a part of the thing to make you win it, but she wanted to hear me play. And I played the Chariots of Fire, and I did a really good job. And I got the scholarship. So I started to attend the Eubanks Conservatory of Music and Arts. You can check it on Google. Eubanks, Eubanks. It still exists. And when I told this story to that guy at the beach that used to like to come and listen to Jada sing, that guy Mike, he says, oh my God, I used to have a stake in that, or something he had to do with that conservatory. So thank God I wasn't lying, because he knew where it was located and everything. So anyways, I started to attend. Well, they told me that I could take 3 classes from the money that the lady was going to pay monthly. I don't know how much it was. And so I said, okay, I want to take piano, of course. And I guess I'm going to take theory, because you need to know how to write and read music. And then they're like, what else do you want to take? I said, I guess I'll take guitar. And she says, you don't want to learn how to sing? Everybody wants to learn how to sing. And I said, I didn't think that could be taught. I said, because when I lived in Belize, and this lady named, what this lady named now? I can't remember her name now, Joe. I want to say something Castillo. I'll think about it. This lady had come back from America, and she sang like a bird, like a beautiful songbird. She sang like Barbara Streisand, to be quite honest with you. Nelly Castillo. And when I asked her if she could teach me to sing like that, she says, no, you have to be born with a gift. So I just thought nobody could teach you how to sing. You just have to be born with it. So then the teacher was like, don't you want to take voice? I'm like, oh, okay, I guess if you could teach it, I want to take voice. So I went for my first voice lesson, and the teacher was like, do you know how to sing? And I said, no. And he says, how do you know that you don't know how to sing? I said, my parents told me so. My parents were cold. You can't sing, girl, sit down. Because my dad used to own a band, and he was the owner and the manager of the band, and he would hire the musicians. And every time I'd say, Daddy, can I sing with the band? No, you can't sing. So, man, Joe, I need something to fan with. I'm hot. So anyways, the teacher, the first lesson was all about biology. It wasn't singing. It was, this is the pharynx, the larynx, the esophagus, the whatever, this tube, that tube, the diaphragm, the this. And it was big charts, and if there was a half-hour class, and then no notes, didn't sing nothing. And he goes, I'm so glad that you don't know how to sing, because I'm tired of teaching people who know how to sing, because they really don't know, but they think they do, and they're just annoying to deal with. And so I went back the next week for the next class, and by then we were singing la 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 la's, stuff like that. And he said that I had a gift. I was like, okay, I have a gift. Okay. And he goes, I'm going to be so happy to bring this gift out of you. And so every time I went, there was a lot of breathing exercises. Sometimes I want to throw up. It's such hard work to do the diaphragm and stuff like that. And then I started to sing more notes. And I think I started I started in the summer. So by Christmas, they had a recital. Me, in my little brain, thank God I didn't tell him, I wanted to do Oh Holy Night. Didn't know how hard that song was to do. And then when he asked me finally what would I want to do, and I said, Oh Holy Night, he goes, oh no, honey child, you ain't ready for that? That's 6 months in? No. And so he taught me this one that's called As Joseph Was A Walking. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song, but it just did this. You know, no high notes, no low notes, just did this right in the middle. My mom invited her cousin Pinky, and she came and we did the song, and my knees shook under that dress. Thank God, you know, my mom made a long dress, and I did that song, but it came out pretty. Even though I was shaking inside, it came out pretty. And then after that, we continued some more, and the following summer, the lady died. Womp womp. She lived a whole year.
And the scholarship end?
The scholarship done. Now, in between when I was going, that woman, the one that ran and owned the conservatory, the lady paid for other scholarships. She didn't just pay for mine. So let's say, for instance, she was paying for one for Joe, right? Joe was a student. Student. What the hell did I say? Let's say Joe was a student. The lady would pay for Joe. She would pay for, let's say it's $100 a month. I don't know what it was. 100 for Joe, 100 for me. So we were supposed to have our own half our class, right? No, she would put Joe in on my class. It's not really Joe. I'm giving you an example. And so every time I turned around, there was a new student that was in my class. So, all right, guys, the memory ran out of space just now, so I got a new one. All right, so the lady would put people in on my class, and they would steal my 15 minutes. So what the teacher did, the voice teacher, he hated that she was doing that. He would have me teach the first class. So let's say Joe was a new student. He thinks he can sing. You know, he sang in his church his whole life, and I'm only in here to tweak it and get trained, And they would come in, and the teacher would roll his eye, and he would say, Barbara, teach the class. And I would get up, and for 15 minutes, I would teach about the larynx, the pharynx, the esophagus, the this, the diaphragm, the yada, yada. And they would be so pissed when they leave. They don't want to come back because they didn't sing a note. All right? So we'd set them up. Every time they would send somebody in there, me and my teacher would set them up. So the lady died after a year. And I couldn't go to the conservatory anymore because it was expensive to go for those 3 classes. So I really wanted to continue singing, and the teacher really wanted to continue teaching me. So he was teaching at his house on the sly, you know, and working there. He was building up his clientele. And so he was going to charge, I think, like $60 a month, and I would have to come. No, it was $15, right? Yeah, $15 a week, $15 a lesson. It was $15 a lesson, but I had to come for at least 1 lesson a week. He'd rather you come for 2, but at least 1. So 15 times 4 would have been 60, right, Joel? Is that correct, babe? Mm-hmm. Right, 60. So because my dad had newly got a job with Pacific Bell, or it was called Pacific Bell. It wasn't AT&T at the time. The teacher dropped the price to $40 a month, and I had to come once a week. So it was, $10. And I went. And because he was just building up his clientele, sometimes people would book an appointment and not show up. And let's say if I got there for 5 o'clock and I'm supposed to be done at 6, and then the 7 o'clock people didn't come, he would give me an hour. He would say, want to stay an extra hour and get some more time in? And he would give that to me as a gift. Let's say I'm supposed to get there at 4, and the person who was supposed to get there at 3 didn't come, and I got there like 3:20, because I used to catch the bus, so I used to get there super early. He would give me that 45 minutes for free. I mean, that was just the gift of blessings that he would give me, and I would take it. Sometimes I would go to the bus stop and throw up when I'm done because he overworked my diaphragm so hard, but I did, and I put in the time. It was 2 years, but it was a while later that he got accredited, so I didn't get any degrees out of these lessons that I took, but I got the blessing of knowing how to sing, so I can sing. I just choose not to sing because I want to do videos. I want to make videos. You know what I mean? I don't want to travel and sing and go through the hell that singers have to go through. But I love singing. So when I had my kids, I sang to all of them when they were in utero. And when they came out, they all tried. Joshua doesn't do so well because he's kind of tone deaf with the notes. Jory can sing, but he doesn't like doing it. And then Jada was the one that came on and go, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to sing, play the guitar, play the piano, and write music. I'm like, okay.
And dance.
Sure, and dance. Yeah, she can dance too. She can dance. She used to take a lot of dance lessons and she was good at it. She was good at it. She started off when she was pretty young, and she would dance with her troupe, and then she would get up and do a solo, go back with her. Oh, girl, she was what did it say? The triple threat? She was the quintuple threat. Anyways, guys, when I put this memory in this camera just now, it said initializing something. So I hope this camera did not wipe my memory clean, because guess what? The stuff with the eggnog's on this memory. Pray for me, y'all. Anyways, this is Vlogmas Day 19, Granny's birthday. Tomorrow is a brand new day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, okay? I love you.
Bye-bye, people.
Au revoir.